Hello, everybody. Good to see all of you today. So again, say hello in the comments. I see some of you are already there. So good evening, everybody. Today, as always, we have our English webinar. So join, please. It's nice to have you. I see so many familiar names. That's great that you're visiting us. Okay, so I think we can start. And first of all, let's learn our today's topic. So today we're going to speak about science and technology, and also we will discover all the future forms and speak a little bit about reading and some tips and practice. But before we start with all of that, I don't know if you heard, but this week, finally, we've got the demonstrational version of our test. So here you can find the link in the comments, or you can scan the QR code of demo test of NMT. So yeah, scan the QR code, please. You can look through all the questions there. The tasks here are completely like they will be at the test later on. So let's look at the structure in some details. So first of all, we will have, like we know already, only two types of tasks. There will be reading and use of English. So reading contains 4 tasks, 22 questions in total. Use of English contains 2 tasks and 10 questions in total. So, у мене просять трошки української. Отже, зараз ми говоримо про структуру тесту. У нас на цьому тижні з'явився демонстраційний тест, і за посиланням ви можете його побачити. Посилання закріплено в коментарях. Тобто у нас будуть лише 2 типи завдань. Це завдання на читання та використання мови, 4 завдання reading, 2 завдання use of English, and now let's look at them in details. So, reading will contain these types of tasks. First of all, it's matching, завдання на зіставлення. As we usually see those pictures with advertisement, and there we will have to guess like what it is about, rather some sports events or traveling, or maybe some accommodation and so on. So we already did such tasks. You can check our previous webinars, можете перевірити наші попередні вебінари, and see how those tasks look like. So then, task number 2 will be big reading task, so 1 complete text and true, false questions after it. Then task number 3 is matching, so it consists of 6 short texts and some descriptions to them. So your task will be to match those short texts with their main ideas or descriptions. And the 4th task is filling the gaps. So you will have a text with some sentences missing, and your task would be to fill in the gaps there. And use of English contains only 2 tasks in total. So task number 5 is focused on vocabulary. It contains 5 questions. And task number 6 is more about grammar knowledge. And again, it contains 5 questions. Okay. The question is if we have some task with modal verbs. So a separate task for modal verbs is not planned, but in task number 6, use of English grammar knowledge, you may have some modal verbs included, that's of course, and we will have a webinar dedicated to modal verbs somewhere later. You may check the list of our topics in the plan. It's on the platform iLearn. Тобто список наших тем ви можете побачити на платформі iLearn, і модальні дієслова у нас будуть однією з наступних тем. Ви можете побачити її в списку. So, and today we already worked with, I think, all of the types of the tasks listed here, except for task number 4 in reading. So we haven't tried filling the gaps with sentences task yet. And today, I think we can start practicing it. So when you do fill in the gap task, you need to do such steps. So first of all, you look through all the through all the text briefly. Then you need to decide what kind of information is needed. So when you see the gap, in this gap, there might be, for example, some adjective or some object or some time or description of some place and so on. So intuitively, you should feel what is missing. Then, while looking through the options, you may choose the best, like only one describes time, or maybe two of them describe time. So then you choose from two of them. After that, you should check if this answer suits the gap. For example, it should be subject-verb agreement, meaning if we have, for example, she, then the next verb should start like likes. And the verb give or like is not our option because we should use third person singular after. Or, for example, noun, pronoun. So when we had in the main sentence that Julia traveled, and in fill in the gap, he liked it. So probably Julia is she, right? That's why noun pronoun should be also watched. And verb tenses. So, for example, the first part of the sentence, we traveled, we liked, and then you see in the gap, and we are enjoying. Like, come on, I think past tense should be there. So all of that should be checked before you decide with your option. After that, when you filled in the gap, reread the text and make sure that it sounds okay for you. And after you completed all the tasks, make sure that all the other answers are completely odd, because maybe, just maybe, one of them can fit the gap and look even better than your choice. Okay, so then I think we can start practicing. And here we have an example of use of English task with some parts of sentences missing. So let's begin. Look at the gap 33, that's previous year test, so the numbering can be different from what we have this year, but anyway. So, any ideas? The team, led by researchers from the University of Melbourne, was studying the air temperature. And I see answer G. So yeah, they was studying how koalas regulated their temperature. Okay, nice job there. Gap 34. However, scientists have unlocked that koalas hug trees. Okay, so what is 34? Okay, I see option D. In order to keep cool and avoid dehydration during hot summer. Yes, that is right. So why? In order to, для того, щоб, yeah, keep cool and avoid dehydration. Okay, nice. Number 35 then. So, in a study published in the Royal Society journal Biology Letters, scientists used thermal cameras to reveal that was hot. The animals moved to the lower, cooler parts of the trees. 35, some of you, so when the weather was hot, yeah, that is logical. When something happened, we have some result. Okay, nice work. And 36, let's look there. So the researcher from Melbourne University said there is a 5-degree difference in temperature So where can we see the difference? A option, yes, between a tree trunk and the air. Trunk is stopword. So yeah, between a tree trunk and the air, it's 5-degree difference. All right. Okay. And Miss Briscoe said access to these trees, or access to these trees, yeah, probably like that. F, exactly, can save about half the water. So access to these trees can save about half the water a koala needs to keep cool. All right, and the last one. So the koala's cooling technique could be one way for humans. E, to survive increasingly hot summers. Exactly, so it might be an option for humans to learn from koalas. Okay, nice job. So again, as we can see, we have two options which are completely odd around tree trunk and that the koalas sat upright. So maybe they seem like possible in some cases, but for example, in 34, koalas hug trees around the tree trunk. It can be, but I wouldn't use tree and tree twice. That's why if you see that something looks a bit strange, like tree and then again tree, you'd better avoid it. Okay, nice work here. Really nice work. So this text was completely about some scientific stuff, and we saw some words like researchers, scientists. So now let's move on to the topic science itself and practice it more. So here you may see a table with verbs, nouns, and adjectives connected with this topic. So the verb is to research, and we have some research, and adjective would be searching. Then, when we speak about a science or a person scientist, adjective would be scientific. So now your task is to choose the correct word for each gap here. So let's try. Number 1, our conclusions are based on research. So what may it be here in the gap? Scientific research. Yes, completely right. So first of all, when we know that there is some word before the research, probably it's an adjective. What type of research? Scientific. Okay, then number 2. The was published in the British Medical Journal. So if we have an article, probably the next word would be a noun. The study was published, exactly, like дослідження in this case. Okay, and number 3, 10 years ago, I began into the role of women in trade unions. So what's number 3? I began searching. I think some verb should be there. So yeah, almost right. I began researching. When you're searching for something, it's more like looking for something. And researching, it's досліджувати. I began researching. Yeah. Okay, good. So then, when we speak about science and technology, we have some words which are kind of similar, but still are different in their meaning. So here we have 4 different things and 4 different words. What do you think? Letter A, washing machine. Can we call it a gadget, a tool, an equipment, or an appliance? What do you think? Okay, someone answered about D, and that is right. But what about A? Okay, that is appliance, completely right. So what about B? Smartwatch. What can it be? Again, gadget, tool, equipment. I think appliance is already taken, so we can cross it out. Yep. Oh, letter B is gadget. Yes, exactly. You're right there. Okay. What about C? Any ideas? What is C? Equipment. All right. So some complicated mechanism there. And D, as you already answered, is a tool. Yes, completely correct. Okay, so let's keep moving. And here you have the same words and even more, which can be used when we speak about some things, technological things, and so on. So, a set of things needed for a particular activity, especially an activity of a practical or technical kind. The most general word. Any ideas? Especially from the previous task. What can it be? Equipment, appliance, tool, gadget. Set of things needed for a particular activity. So you say equipment, and that's completely right. So, B, a piece of equipment which uses electricity, petrol, пальне, or other source of power to work. What can it be? It's not from the previous one, so I am ready for any words here. A piece of equipment which uses electricity, petrol, or some other source of power. Appliance. Well, it could be, but I would use a bit more generalized word. So, engine. Engine can be translated like машина or двигун, but generally, yeah, that's some mechanism that works using power. And which power, it depends. Okay, what is C? A machine or tool that does a special job. Again, any ideas? Yeah, engine can be motor, машина, both of them. Robot, appliance. Okay, so actually we call it a device. So when something does a special or specific job, we can call it a device. What about D? You know it for sure. Something small, something useful and cleverly designed. What can it be in D? Gadget, yes, of course. Okay, letter E, electrical machine that is used in the house. You know this for sure, again. So what do we use in the house? Appliance, finally. Yes, you're right. So, yeah, all the things which help us in the house are appliances. Okay. The part of a machine, for example, a part of a car or a plane, that produces power from petrol, steam, or oil. Oh my God, I guess I was wrong. And I accidentally moved two things, confusing you as well. So, guys, you were completely right when you said that this is a machine and this is an engine. Yeah, I'm sorry. You're right there. And I was inattentive. Okay, letter G, a piece of equipment used for exact or difficult work in science or music, for example. For some difficult or exact work. A robot could be, but also we have the word instrument. Agree? Can be? Yes, exactly. Okay, and the last one, a simple instrument for doing a special job, like a hammer, for example. Yeah, that's a tool. Okay. Nice work there. Again, sorry for my mistake. I was inattentive, but you weren't, so you did it correctly. Okay. And now it's time for you to think even more. So here, as you see, there are some gaps, and you need to put those words in the correct order. So let's start. Number one, all students at the school have the opportunity to learn and instrument. Yeah, exactly. That is possible. Number two, there's plenty of space for all the usual kitchen. What's number two? For all the usual kitchen. Is it tool like one? Equipment or appliances. Yeah, so usually when we speak about побутову техніку, we say appliances. Yeah, so everything surrounding us at home is appliances. Number three, the fax something is broken. What can it be? Okay, fax machine. You are right there. Okay. Number four, I fastened my seatbelt and turned on the. So, what do you turn on after fastening the belt? And where is it happening? Engine. Yes, exactly. So it's inside of the car. Yeah, you fasten your seatbelt and then turn on the engine. Number five, a good, some word, kit should contain pliers, screwdrivers, and wire cutters. Toolkit, exactly, набір инструментів. That's all right. And number six, a good compass is an essential piece of something when you're hiking. So what is left? Piece of equipment. Yeah. So equipment is a set of things that are used for a specific goal. So when we go traveling, it's again, we need some special equipment and compass is a part of it. So pay attention that equipment can be used both like one thing, so it's some important equipment, or you can say equipment about many things collected together. Okay, now let's keep moving. And here I have two more words missing. So what do you think? What did Marie Curie do with radioactivity? You may find some tips on the screen. So, explored. Yes, she did. She explored radioactivity, but also she discovered it. And Alexander Bell, you already said it, invented the telephone. So, what's the difference between those two? When you discover something, it already existed before you found out about that. So, no matter if you know about this thing or not, it exists in the world as radioactivity. It didn't appear when Marie Curie started researching it. But when Alexander Bell invented the telephone, did it exist before? No, of course it didn't. So when he invented it, he created brand new thing. Okay, nice work there. So now let's practice even more words. So you need to match them with the definitions. Please, number and the word. So when we obtain some knowledge or a skill through studying or training, what do we do? Obtaining or getting knowledge through studying or training. That is learning. So yeah, we can learn some knowledge. For example, we learn English, or we learn some skills. For example, you can learn knitting, вязание, and so on. You can learn how to ride a bike. So learn, it's like навчатися, вивчати something. Yeah, get some knowledge or skill. Usually learn is about practical skills. Okay, number 2. Learn something you didn't know, especially through deliberate effort. So that is finally find out. So find out, it's more like з'ясувати, вивчити, зрозуміти. So you kind of discover something for yourself. It already exists, it's already well known, but for you, it's something new. So you find out something. Number 3, when you become aware of something you didn't know before, or maybe even find it by chance. Okay, it's not inspect. What else? No, it's not about creating new things. So think better. What can be number 3? Become aware of something that you didn't know before. That is discover. Yes, so when you discover something, it's like відкрити щось for yourself, right? So you didn't know this information before, and then you discovered that, for example, your house is placed on some historical place. So you discover it for yourself. It's like open some new information. Відкрити щось. Okay, number 4. Create or make up something for the first time. Okay, so what can it be? Invent. Yes, exactly. When we say that there was some invention, винахід, that's completely new thing. Yes, good. Okay, and number 5, investigate something systematically, for example, in order to find out more facts about it. So you already know this thing, but now you look carefully and closely to it. Yeah, that is explore. So explore here, like досліджувати, вивчати, something like that. Number 6, examine something carefully in order to check that it's all right. And we have only one option, so that is inspect. Yeah. So look carefully through all of the thing, it's inspect. Nice work. Now let's put them in real sentences. So number 1, Captain Cook did something with or to Australia in 1770. So what did he do? He discovered Australia, exactly. It existed before that, but he was the first who found it, discovered. Okay, the Apollo program was set up to do something in outer space. To explore, вивчати, досліджувати, yes. Number 3, the insurance company has to do something with my car before paying me for the damage. So what's number 3? Inspect, like look very carefully at my car, noticing all the issues there. Number 4, Craig has decided to attend classes in order to French. So what can you do with languages? Learn. Yes, we learn languages because it's not theoretical but practical knowledge. Number 5, did you, some verb, whether you're working this weekend or not. Did you find out? Ти вже з'ясував. Yes, exactly. Ти вже дізнався. Okay, and number 6, Marconi, some verb, the radio. He invented the radio. Yes, exactly, because he was the first person who actually created this thing. So he invented the radio. Good job. Okay, so now let's proceed to the next part of today's lesson, which is future forms. And look at the sentences here. So we are presenting our invention at the technology fair. What do you think? When is it happening? Right now, or maybe in the future? So we are presenting, kind of present simple here. But what about the time? Can be right now. Can it be in the future? What do you think? Look at the second sentence. The technology fair takes place on Thursday. Is now Thursday? Not really. So we use present continuous and even present simple to speak about future. Oh my God, how can it be? So let's find out. And we use present tenses when we speak about future in two possible ways. So present continuous is used when we speak about future arrangements, домовленості, usually involving some person, time, and place. So you can say, I'm staying at my friend's house in Lviv. Kinda right now, but no. It's like я зупинюся at my friend's house, maybe next week, maybe tomorrow, and so on. What do you think? Is it decided 100% or it may be changed? So usually when we say something in present continuous, we are 100% sure that it will happen. So when you say, I'm staying in Lviv or I'm traveling to Lviv, it is decided. Yes, so that is 100% sure fact. Just remember that. And usually it involves not many people, but you personally and someone you agreed with. So you can say something like, I am meeting my best friend right after the lesson. We already agreed she is waiting for me. Or you can say that, for example, I am visiting my doctor tomorrow at 3. Again, it is already scheduled for you, so you know that for sure. And speaking of present simple, we use it when we speak about timetables or schedules. So the previous slide where we had this exhibition or fair that takes place on Thursday, it is scheduled, it is well known for everybody, so we may use present simple. Again, the main difference between present continuous and present simple, that present continuous usually involves just you and a few people around, and present simple is some well-known information that is the same for everybody. So when you decide to go by train, you can say, I'm leaving tomorrow at, let's say, 3 p.m. But when you speak about the train, it's scheduled, it's the same for everybody. So you would say, the train leaves tomorrow at 3 p.m. Again, I am leaving because that's my personal plan. I may choose different trains, right? But I am leaving tomorrow at 3, so that is my decision. And the train leaves at 3 p.m. It's well-known information, the same for everybody. So again, generally available information. Present simple, your personal plans, agreements, schedules, plans, present continuous. Okay, let's keep moving. So here you need to find some mistakes if they exist. That means that some sentences might be correct. So what do you think? What's wrong with number 1? What time is his playing land? What may be wrong here? Not is, but does. Yes, exactly. So what time does his plane land? Present simple. Good job. Plane is the same for everybody, so we use present simple, general information. Okay, good job. Number 2. I visit my grandmother next weekend. So what do you think? I am visiting. Yes, completely right. Because that's your personal plan, agreement with your grandma. Maybe your parents know about that, but it's not public information, right? Number 3, the match starts at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. What do you think? No, we say in the afternoon, like in the morning, in the evening, in the afternoon. That is correct. Yeah, it seems correct, says Polina, and I completely agree with you. Number 4, I meet my brother for lunch later this evening. What do you think? I meet my brother for lunch later this evening. Meeting, someone says. I will meet. Well, will is possible, but if it's 100% decided, like ми зустрічаємося, однозначно. Come on, you say the same even in Ukrainian. You don't say ми зустрінемося. You can say ми зустрічаємося сьогодні. Like present tense even in Ukrainian. So yeah, I am meeting my brother. It's planned, it's agreed between two of you, but it's not public thing, right? And number 5, she is attending a conference tomorrow. What do you think? She is attending a conference tomorrow. Probably attends. When she says that I am attending or I attend, is it personal plan or is it general information? It is some person's private plan, so it is correct. But if we speak about conference in general, we would say that the conference starts tomorrow because the conference is for everybody. But this particular person attending it, it's just her business. So that's why it is correct. Again, if you say that I am watching the movie tonight, that's your plan, present continuous. But the movie starts at 6. That is general for every person. Everybody can buy tickets for 6, right? Okay, so now let's speak more about less sure plans. When we speak about future, we of course can use both future simple and going to. So let's find out when we need them. Future simple is used for spontaneous decisions. Maybe I will visit some other cities. So you decided right now, you are not sure. Pay attention that also some words like maybe, definitely, probably are often used with will or future simple. Also, it's about predictions based on your opinion. So, передбачення, які базуються на вашій думці. I think we will have a lot of fun, or I believe next year will be better than this one. Or I know for a fact that she will win. So whatever you use with your opinion, that is will. Just remember it. If you're 100% sure, you will still say will. I'm 100% sure that you will remember today's lesson. Still will, because it's my opinion. And also we use it for promises, fears, threats. So when we promise something to the person, like I will help you or I will bring you some presents, that's future simple. Fears, for example, I will fail my exam. Again, future simple. And threats, like I will kill you, you will regret. Yeah, they are also used with will. Going to is more decided, more specific. So we use it speaking about our own plans or intentions or even dreams. So let's compare. If you decided something right now, or if you are not sure, saying maybe, probably, you would use will. But if it was already discussed before this moment, you would say going to. So let's compare. You are walking in the park and you start feeling hungry. So you say something like, I think, or maybe I will eat something. That is your spontaneous decision. You decide right now. Then you start thinking like, come on, I can buy some chocolate bar or I can go to the cafe. Probably I will go to the cafe. Again, spontaneous decision. But then you call to your mom and say like, Mom, I will be late. You inform about your plans right away. I am going to eat at the cafe because that's already your plan. So once you made this decision, then you speak about that using going to. So when you say, I'm going to travel to Lviv, probably you thought about that before and it's some kind of decision or intention, which is namir. All right, and also you use it for predictions, but unlike future simple, these predictions are based on real facts or evidence, на якихось доказах або фактах. For example, I've checked the weather forecast and it's going to be snowy. But if it's just your opinion, I think the weather will be perfect at the weekend. But if you check the weather forecast, you may know that it's going to be snowy next week, which is true, by the way. Okay, now let's keep moving. And here we have some sentences, so you need to decide whether it's future simple or going to. He and feeding the cat. Can you write the sentence as you think it should be? The difference between going to and future continuous for the future. All right, while people are thinking, I can try explaining that. So when we speak in going to, it's less decided. So going to, it's some plan that can be changed. Yes, збираюся, я планую, but maybe I will change my plans. So when I say I'm going to meet my friend after the lesson, I may change my mind, or we can decide to meet tomorrow. So it's like my intention, namir, but it's not for real. And when you say, I am seeing my friend, then right after the lesson, I stand up and go because it's decided and she's waiting for me. So going to, it's more like plan, maybe yes, maybe no, but you thought about that before. And when you say, I am seeing, I am meeting my friend, that's for sure. You cannot change it already. Okay, so here he is going to feed the cat because you can see a person, you can see a hungry cat. So the next step, he's feeding his cat. All right. Okay, number 2. I think. So when you say I think, I believe, or express your opinion in some other ways, I think kids will like this kitty. Exactly. So we use will with our personal opinion. Okay, look here at all those cars. So they will be late or are going to be late. Okay, they are going to be late, that's for sure, because look at that awful traffic jam. They are going to be late when is a пиздница. Looking at this road, this jammed or crammed road, they are going to be late. Okay, number 4. We believe. So your ideas? We believe she will enter the university, or she'll enter the university, short form. Exactly. Good job. Okay, number 5. The boxer on the left, what do you think? Lose, will lose, is going to lose, is losing. He is going to lose. Yeah, okay. So, and number 6, I hope our team will win, because that's just your hope. So again, remember, when you say any sentence with definitely, probably, maybe, or with your opinion, like I think, I believe, we suppose, and so on, it will be will, always. So here you may see the general construction or formation, how they are used. So you may take a screenshot really briefly, but generally speaking, I hope that's all right for you. And what I want to show you more is signal words, which can help you understand what tense it is. So when it's present continuous, you always have some definite specific time. Like, we are meeting on Wednesday, we are going to the cinema tonight, or they are playing football match tomorrow. When it's plan with going to, kinda, can be changed, maybe yes, maybe no. Time is not that specific. So you can also say, like, I am going to see my best friend tonight, or I'm going to buy some food tomorrow. But come on, like, it can be changed because it's not some agreement. And also less specific words like soon, in some number of days. For example, I'm going to learn English soon, or I'm going to learn English next year. So it's a plan. Yeah, you have decided, but it's not for sure. Future simple can be used with all the same future forms, but also it's less specific. So you can say, one of these days I will be busy, or I think, I'm sure. Again, any opinion phrases are about future simple. And present simple, it's always at some specific time and nothing else. Okay. So then, again, screenshot if you need. Sorry for the quality of the picture, but I think that's all right. So then, here, which sentence is correct? I'm going to go to the cinema, or I'm going to the cinema. Okay, so letter B is correct, A is incorrect. That is right. So we usually don't use going to go or going to come. So in those two cases, we shorten it and we just say, I'm going to. So when you say I'm going to the cinema, it's both like your intention, but can be decided thing. So we never say I'm going to go. I'm going to the cinema, like я збираюся в кіно. And what about the second pair of sentences? I don't think he will go to the party, or I think he won't go to the party. So in number 2, B is incorrect and A is correct. Why so? Because when we use some negative predictions, we usually say that I don't think, and then the positive sentence. I think something will not happen is not what we say there. Okay. So then, right now, you have to decide what to choose. Again, number 1, and you can even say option A or option B. That would be all right. So 1, A or B. Don't worry about your driving test. I'm sure you will pass or you're passing it. You will pass because that's just my opinion. I'm sure. But based on what? We don't know. Okay, number 2. I won't come or I'm not coming on Friday. Sorry. I have a doctor's appointment. So you have an appointment and you say, I'm not coming on Friday because you know that for sure. Like, я не йду у п'ятницю. I have a doctor's appointment. Number 3. Are you hot? Okay. I am going or I will open the window. What's number 3? 3 is will. I will open the window because you make this decision right away. So when you react to some events happening right now, that's always will. Okay, 4. I already see some answers. Don't leave your bike there. Someone is stealing or someone will steal it. So number 4 is B. Someone will steal it. Again, it's your opinion only. That's not some fact. Number 5. Good morning and welcome to our school. In this talk, I will or I'm going to tell you about something. So number 5, it's B, because when I come to you with some talk, I have some plan and I know what I'm going to tell you about. I will, it's a spontaneous decision like, okay, I will tell you this story if you ask so. But I'm going to planned story. Number 6, look at the traffic. We are going to be late or we are arriving late. So yeah, number 6 is A. We are going to be late. You see the traffic, you can make this prediction. Number 7, oops, I forgot your drink. So I'm going to or I will go and get it now. It's B, I will, because you make this decision right now. And moreover, we don't use going to go, never ever. Number 8, I'm not sure he will become a successful lawyer or I am sure he won't become a successful lawyer. A, and correct is the first option. I'm not sure he will become. Yep. Okay, so now look here and help me, please. By the end of the day, I will have finished all my work, and this time tomorrow I will be sitting on a plane to Italy. So what tense or what tenses are used here? I will have finished and I will be sitting. So I will have finished is future perfect. Yeah. Okay. I agree with Roman that both are possible, but generally usually we use not in the first part. And I will be sitting. What tense is that? Future continuous. So now let's look closer at these two tenses. They exist. Yeah. So future continuous is used when we speak about some actions that will be in progress at some specific time in the future. For example, this time tomorrow or at 3 p.m. on Tuesday, I will be flying to Rome or I will be visiting some conference. So if something is planned for a specific time and you know that you will be in the process, you will be busy with something, you may use future continuous. Also, planned future actions, a part of some routine. For example, the president will be visiting Egypt next month. So, for example, it's planned, it's scheduled, it's one of the activities he's going to have. Or, for example, next semester, we will be learning some future tenses. And also we use it as a polite request about someone's plans, especially if we need something from this person. Like, will you be using your computer tomorrow? In the context, do you really need it or can I use it instead? So will you be, for example, doing your homework tomorrow? Can you help me with that? And we use future perfect for actions that will have been finished before some moment in the future. For example, by dinner time, or before you arrive, or before something else happens, or by 5 o'clock, I will have written all the letters, or I will have completed all the tests. Just in case. Future perfect is not often used in everyday speech, especially if you listen to American people. But at your test, you need to know it. And if you see that there is some time limit for this action, you'd better use future perfect. Also, we use it when some actions will be completed or will have been completed before another action in the future. I guess John will have stopped working by the time we arrive. And pay attention that by the time we arrive is also a future action, but no will is used, no future form is used. That's because we use present simple describing the second action in this sentence. So here we have some time markers for future perfect and future perfect continuous. Again, sorry for the bad quality, but that's, I think, all right. Like, it's possible to see it. So future perfect really likes words before and by. So by the end of the month, by 3 p.m., by this time next week, or before I graduate, before you visit us, before I see you. And future continuous really likes specific moments. At 9 p.m. tomorrow, at midnight, when something else happens, or long periods of times, like all day tomorrow, or from 5 to 6. Okay, let's generalize that and check your knowledge one more time. So which sentence is correct? I will be owing 3 cars in 2 years, or I will own 3 cars in 2 years. I'm happy to know that some of you can watch it without subtitles and understand. Okay, so you see that A is correct, but oops, it's not, it's incorrect, yeah. So I will own, я володітиму, but not I will be owing, because like we spoke before, stative verbs, hello stative verbs, are not used in continuous. Guys, if you want to learn more about stative verbs and what they are, check, if I'm not mistaken, our second webinar about present tenses. I spoke about that a lot there, but generally speaking, likes, dislikes, and so on are not used in continuous. O, like володіти, again, a stative verb, so no continuous form. And the second pair, I'll be traveling around Asia when I'm 40, or I'll be traveling around Asia when I will be 40. So when I am 40 or when I will be 40, what do you think? Okay, A is correct, that's for sure, because let's remember once and for good. We use present simple and not will, not future forms, to indicate some point in time in the future, especially with words like by the time, so not by the time he will come, by the time he comes, when I arrive, before he visits us, if he tells us, after he shows us, and so on. So no future with those words. Okay, so I have the last task for today. I hope we will do it really fast so I can let you go. Let's do it. So, hey Laura, I'm just writing to tell you that yes, there can be double future. So I'm writing to tell you that one is B. I am going away tomorrow. So that's your plan on a school trip. I'm very excited about it. Number 2, hurry up, guys. So number 2 is D. We leave at 7:30 a.m. because it's a general trip, well-known information for everybody who takes part in that school trip. So it's not your personal. Okay, number 3. I will share, am sharing, will have shared a tent with Ella. So what's number 3? Okay, you're not sure. That is C. I am sharing. I will sharing is impossible because ing ending. I share, no, present simple. I am sharing if it's decided. If all of you were divided into tens, then I am sharing. If this information is like well known for you. Okay, number 4. We something every night until 4 or 5. I'm sure. If I am sure that we and something is in progress. A, we will be talking. Будемо говорити. So will, because it's I'm sure. And long action, we will be talking until 4 or 5. Okay, number 5. I don't think anyone So what's number 5? I don't think anyone B will get, much sleep because it's your opinion. Number 6. There are lots of things you can do, and something with surfing. So what's number 6? D. I am going to try surfing. So you already know what you're planning to do there, right? I am going to try surfing. Okay, I see number 7, but is it number 7? So I think it. That's 6. Got it. So what is number 7? I think it will be C. Again, your opinion, lots of fun. By the time I next see you, a bit complicated thing. So what do you think? By the time I see you, I will have learned. Yes, that is A option. Okay, nice work here. So I think it's time to finish. I have only tricky questions left. So let's briefly check them. Are there 3 reading tasks in NMT? Yes or no? 3 reading tasks in NMT this year. So the answer is no. We have 4 tasks. Number 2, have people ever invented any new continents? So, have people ever invented any new continents? No, they discovered them, but they always existed. Okay, geography teachers will probably say something bad to me, but yeah. So at least they existed when people were living on this planet. Number 3, can a fridge be called equipment? So what's number 3? A fridge, is it some equipment? And you say no, of course not. Number 4, can we use present simple to speak about future? Yeah, that's appliance, but check your spelling. Appliance with A. So can we use present simple to speak about future? Yes, of course we can, especially for scheduled and well-known to everybody themes. Number 6, can we use both going to and future simple for predictions? Yes, we can. Exactly. I think it should be number 5, but forgive me. So, yeah. But future simple predictions are our own opinions. Going to is more like something that can be proven. And number 7, can we use state verbs in all future tenses? And that is no, because we don't use them in future continuous. Okay, nice work for today. Thank you for your attention. Sorry for keeping you a bit longer, but the topic was quite big. So hope to see all of you next time, and goodbye.